There are a huge amount of lenders that are dying to lend you money, and they do not care about your credit. Hey everybody, this is G. Kelly Dixon here at Mogul Ambition. The one thing I'm going to talk about today, and I hear this from a ton of people, is can I get a loan with bad credit? And the first question that I have for those people is, have you ever asked for a loan with bad credit? And no, I'm not talking about going into Bank of America or Chase or Wells Fargo with bad credit and saying, hey, I'm looking to buy a piece of property that has no income, that I don't want to live in, and they expect you to give a loan. Not talking about that. I'm talking about, have you researched and looked at different vehicles in order to get funded? If you're out there and you feel that you can't get a loan, you probably haven't. Let me tell you something. There are a ton of lenders, a huge amount of lenders that are dying to lend you money, and they do not care about your credit. I'm gonna say that again. They don't care about your credit. They care about the deal. They're turning them out there. From hard money, private money, whatever you want to call it. Why? Because if you mess up, they're taking the deal. If you don't pay them, they're taking the deal. So they have no problem stepping in your shoes and taking over your transaction. So if you have no you have no credit, you have a terrible credit score, 500, I'm here to tell you, you can get money to buy deals. And I'm going to tell you how. The first one, hard money. Hard money is out there. There's plenty of hard money lenders that look at credit. There are plenty that don't. There are plenty that are deal specific. You can show them experience. If you can show them no experience, they will lend you money. Now, is it going to be 120% of the purchase price? No. But they will lend you money. Second, there's a new space. It's been around since 2014 called non-QM loan, called non-qualified mortgage. These loans go as low as even 500s, 540 sometimes, 620 in some cases, down to the 500s. No income checks, no tax returns. They allow you to buy investment property. They really care less about your score. They check it, all right, and it will affect your interest rate. But they look at what you're buying and can that property be rented out and pay back the mortgage. You could be in the low sixes, they will do a deal with you. Okay, that's called non-QM. And they have several programs for people 1 day out of bankruptcy. 1 day out of bankruptcy, you can go and buy a property. So I don't want to hear any excuses about, oh, there's no money out there, I got bad credit, I can't get a loan. I'm telling you ways you can absolutely get a loan. The third way to get a loan is called seller financing. Okay, you don't always have to go to a bank, go to a private lender in order to get a loan. Sometimes the seller will do it for you. Why would the seller want to seller finance me? All right, it's a word that begins with a T. It's called taxes. Okay, if they take all the money now, guess what they have to pay? Taxes. You can show them how they can finance you and pay less taxes over a longer period of time and potentially earn a return on their money and make more money. How do you structure that? Well, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, I see that when you sell this property, you're going to walk away with $200,000. What are you going to do with that $200,000? Do you feel like giving 15% to the government right away? Well, maybe I have a better solution. But not only can I save you 15%, I may be able to make you an additional 7 or 8% on top of that. Here's how. Why don't you hold the mortgage? I'll put a down payment on, or not, depending on the situation, and I'll take over the property, and I will manage it and pay you monthly. How does that sound? Another way, it's called private money, or friends and family. Now, if you like me, you may not have friends and family that had a lot of money to lend, but there are people that are dying to find and put their money behind honest people that are going to do the right thing by them and get them in to good real estate transactions and give them a decent return. Why can't that be you? Go find a deal, ask a few people you know, or ask a few people who they know that would be interested in investing with you to acquire a particular property and show them how they can make money with you. So we went over all these ways you can get a deal financed with bad credit. I'm here to tell you it's possible. Why? Because my credit used to be horrible, terrible, low fives, terrible fives. When they ran my credit, I was embarrassed, okay? I never got approved for anything. A store card, nothing. Terrible, okay? I couldn't listen, nobody was lending me money, period. Just wasn't happening. So if I could convince somebody in that predicament to give me a loan, you can as well. It's possible. I'm living proof. Now, we're going to go into creative real estate here. Many people say, well, hey, G. Kelly, how do I buy a property with no money, no credit? Well, if you have no money, no credit, I just told you how to borrow money. But let's assume you don't get a loan. We talked about owner financing, right? That's the first thing. So there's a thing out there that's called a deed transfer refinance. It's a deed transfer refinance. Now, I just finished telling you that if you have a 500, 600 score, that you can still get a loan. Just finished telling you that. You may not have the money to put down on the property. So here's what you say to the owner. Hey owner, listen, I may be able to save you some money in transfer taxes, and I think it may be a little bit easier for me if we structure something called the deed transfer refi. Here's how this works. We put the company into a corporation. You're going to own 50%, I'm going to own 50%. I'm going to then refinance the property and pay off and pay you to buy your 50% from the loan proceeds. So this is how this works. It's a property for $100,000. Let's say there's no mortgage on there. I say, hey owner, let's put the property into an LLC. You're going to own 50%, I'm going to own 50%. I'm going to refinance the property and use the proceeds to buy your 50%. And then now I'm going to own the property 100%. I just got into the transaction with no money down, and I was able to give the owner some compensation. In addition to that, you may even allow the owner to carry a second mortgage. So you may be able to take the owner's money, you may be able to have them carry a second mortgage behind that. So they're making additional income for the life of the first loan. That could be a 20-year, 10-year, 15-year, 30-year, however way that may be. Okay, so that's some creative real estate for you. Again, G. Kelly Dixon, Mogul Ambition.